Thank you so much giving me the floor. I just forgot that. Ohayo gozaimasu. Watashi wa Kyoung-Soo desu. It's my great pleasure to be here, and I have been working, United Nations over the past 25 years, and then just retired last September, and then returned back to Seoul for my retirement. I see that there is a need for further work after retirement to because I learned a lot from the United Nations. It's good to be for me to actually continuously working on how to promote and also introduce United Nations to the many people that who don't know. So that's one of my jobs. So I'm become more busy right now, but I'm so much pleasure to be here today. Yes, I like to actually introduce United Nations. Maybe everybody already know very well, but I think so one of the important is that many people are misunderstood who is the United Nations and what is my relationship with the United Nations. But as you may see, we are, including myself, is the United Nations. We are the part of the United Nations. And you belong to some of the member states, UN member states, means you are the citizen of the United Nations, you are the member of the United Nations, but many people do not know. So that's why I like to actually highlight and introduce that United Nations. Important, we ourselves together, we give the mission, the mandate of the United Nations as to maintain international peace and security, and also to promote economic and social development, and also to promote and protect human rights. Those are the three very key kind of mission for all of us to decide it, and we'd like to tackle on that aspect. One of them, as I mentioned, there's peace and security is fundamentally important. And another important aspect, even though we are able to build up and maintain peace and security, another important, without having proper development, having economic development, social development, we are not able to maintain the peace and security. So those are the very key important aspects of the United Nations. We must remember on this aspect as a part of the United Nations. Today, I like to actually introduce a real-time crisis mapping in UN peacekeeping operation. And in order to do that, I like to briefly introduce what is the UN peacekeeping operation, how geospatial technology can enhance UN peacekeeping operation, and then what is a real-time crisis mapping in UN peacekeeping. And then conclusion and question and answer. Though long-term trend analysis, because of the given time is 20 minutes only, so I'm focusing on the real-time mapping how we can actually be played. What is a UN peacekeeping operation? UN has a peacekeeping operation as a tool, very critical tool for maintaining international peace and security. That's peacekeeping. We determine that this is the means of the tool that we try to maintain the international peace and security by the peacekeeping operation. And it is a response to conflict and crisis with the primary goal of the preventing the outbreak and escalation or recurrence of the hostility. The major objective of the UN peacekeeping is as follows: monitor, observe, and ceasefire and peace agreement, and facilitate the delivery of the humanitarian assistance, and support the disarmament and demobilization of the combatant, and promote and protect the human rights, and assist in the organization of the election the establishment of the new government, and so on and so forth. Those are the major objectives of the UN peacekeeping. Then how the geospatial technology enhance the UN peacekeeping operation. The geospatial technology is focusing on real-time monitoring. It's facilitating and focusing to support it on those real-time monitoring and mapping, and enhancing enhancing that situational awareness, humanitarian aid deliveries, and also conflict analysis, and early warning, border and security monitoring, and resource allocation, infrastructure planning, and then evidence collection and accountability, and environmental impact and analysis, as well as the broad sense of the strategic planning. Those are the area that how geospatial is actually contributing to the UN peacekeeping. So let's talk about that real-time crisis mapping in UN peacekeeping. What is important to be aware is it involves the continuous, is a keyword, continuous collection, analysis, and visualization of the geospatial data, including satellite imagery, photogrammetry, drone imagery, and social media, and a lot of other type of the ground source of the information in near real time or actual real-time basis. Those are the important aspects. The reason why is the same, but I'm going to briefly mention about that situational awareness, rapid response, security and risk assessment, and coordination, monitoring, ceasefire and peace agreement, and assessing humanitarian needs, and data collection for analysis, as well as the public awareness. So having this geospatial technology for UN peacekeeping, there is a lot of advantage, but I can go through that. So without having understanding of the visual understanding of the area, it's almost impossible to do the job, but also cannot make any timely decision making as well. So, and also, it's not understanding about, but have a very good understanding about the reality on the ground, so that you can build up the common operational picture. So enhanced situational awareness. And also improve the resource allocation and effective rapid response as well. Having know about that, what's going on, you can easily build up. And then security and risk assessment, enhance the coordination, as I mentioned, that is building the common operations. Your team, my team, and the other team, they have the same understanding of what's going on, so we can easily coordinate each other, having this one common operational picture. And monitoring ceasefire and peace agreement, and supporting humanitarian effort, and crisis mapping, and then promote inaccessible area, particularly for the crisis mapping in remote and inaccessible area is fundamental at the time of the crisis. Not only peacekeeping, but also any of the disaster often that we are not actually able to access in the area, but we have a lot of means of the sensor that we can understand what's going on the remote area. That is very keen to actually be ready for build up our capacity to be response properly. And also data-driven analysis and public awareness advocacy, and also because everybody see all together, so we can build a very good condition of the transparency and accountability as well. The important is not technical one by one each, but as a whole, these advantages collectively contribute to the successful management of the crisis. Is important. We're not just bringing the technology to do one piece of each, but important is how we are able to solve the problem is an important aspect. Then this will actually contribute to the maintaining international peace and security. In order for UN to prepare for it, we have to be prepared something that we can be ready to provide it. That's why I like to actually introduce UN maps, United Nations maps. This is mapping the world and supporting peace and serving humanity that we have been built up over the last 15 years in the UN Secretariat to come up with some of the idea that how we can do. Because as you can see at the bottom, this service and maps is really customized to support the UN demand, particularly for the various aspects of the operational demand. So you can consider UN map as like Google map, Apple map, or Bing map for the UN version. So it's almost same kind of the functionality, but we prepare for that. So I like to show that why we need this one. This is the area of the Kidal in Mali in Africa. I don't know whether you have seen 3 different kind of, maybe I can go back. Satellite imagery can see like this. And when you actually see that on the Google map, you can see like this. There is a very little information. Because why? The commercial mappers or geographers, they have interest of their own business aspect, not necessarily our collective kind of interest. That as a UN, we are interested how to support the conflict area, suffering area, underdeveloping area, who doesn't even actually have any kind of basic information. That's a fundamental challenge. As I mentioned, there is a real-time crisis mapping is important. If we don't actually have a base information, it's almost impossible for us to deliver, right? So that's why we are focusing, the UN map, UN is focusing to build up the map that many are not interested, but we try to fill the gap so that we are able to respond at the time of the crisis, at the time of the demand, and so on and so forth. So those are the UN map that we actually prepare for it in order for us to be response immediately. This map, this UN map is critical, very much critical for the UN. As I mentioned, that we cannot rely on any of other source, and many of the underdeveloping countries doesn't actually have any kind of electrical map, and only paper map and so on, so that we cannot actually utilize any much technology. So many different kind of operation that we are supporting, as well as that crisis response and so on and so forth, including peacekeeping. I hope that I spend so much time, I guess, so, but that's why I'm trying to actually conclude my presentation today is as follows. Geospatial technology offers a powerful set of tools and resources that can significantly enhance conflict resolution and peace-building efforts. It provides valuable insight, but also support evidence-based decision-making and promote targeted intervention that contribute to the lasting peace and stability in conflict-affected region. Thank you so much.